Good morning. That was fun. Attempting to work with BeLive, and that's not lining up quite the way I planned so far, so we'll try that again later, but I wanted to do the broadcast on time as I committed. So hi, my name is Barry Selby. Welcome to my broadcast. If you're watching this on YouTube later, this was first broadcast on Facebook Live, so any comments that I respond to you may not see, so I'll attempt to repeat any comments that I respond to so you'll know what they're about, or ignore them completely so you won't even notice. This is number 16 in a series called Messages from the Masculine. My name is Barry Selby. I am a #1 best-selling author, speaker, and coach in the area of relationships. My primary audience is women, although some of the topics do relate to men as well, or I should say do benefit men too. And I'll just see if I can do this. Will that work? So that's not working. Okay, fine. All right, sorry. I was attempting to do two things at once. Not a good idea. Especially for men in a masculine. That's another teaching entirely. I'll do that another time. But I want to speak to you today is actually something that I heard on Sunday. Dr. Barbara DeAngelis was the speaker at Agape, my spiritual home. And I posted the video clip on Facebook, but I want to share about it today in my own interpretation and to break it down because there were some key points in the middle of her sermon that was like hammer blows, like, oh, duh, obvious things that hopefully you can get from this too. So, nice to have you in the house, by the way. If you're watching this, please share this out with your friends on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube already, too late, but you can certainly share it out to your friends that way too. So, let's back this up a second. I've been studying with many teachers over the years in the area of relationships and romance because I had messed up many times in my own past love life experience. That put me in a place where I'd gained a lot of knowledge and insight and really changed how I related to the world and how I related to women, which really put me in the place where I am now teaching and speaking about this. One of the teachers that I remember back then was Dr. Barbara DeAngelis. She actually created a company and taught seminars back in the 80s called Making Love Work. And she's gone on to do a lot more spiritual teaching and more less gender-based polarity to more deep stuff. And to be honest, for your information, by the way, she and John Gray used to be married many, many years ago. So they both have been in the relationship arena for many years. John Gray went on to do Mars and Venus, and Dr. Barbara DeAngelis went on to do her own work, which included, I think, 5 or 6 books as well. And the latest book she wrote, which she came to Agape to talk about on Sunday, was The Choice for Love, was the name of the book. And in the sermon she gave, or in the message she spoke about, there were 2 things that really hit me strong, and I want to talk about those here as my own, because I recognize in my own work too, but I want to use her perspective and then lay it in your lap. So 2 things that came up, and I did put a hint, like an upcoming preview title on Facebook yesterday about raising the temperature raising the heat or raising the temperature on romance. It's not going to be what you think, but it will be helpful. That's why I had a little ice cube melting icon. I'll start with that one first. Actually, no. Let me start the way she did. I'll do this the way she did it. Let me I mean, as you can tell, this is spontaneous, not scripted. The first thing she talked about, and it was so funny because everyone was laughing at it, but of course it was so resonant and so obvious to us, and hopefully it's to you too, which is where is the love? And that's why I called this particular broadcast, Where is the Love? And for many women out there, I know this, and men have this challenge too. So this is really a inclusive conversation for both men and women, even though most of my audience is women. So, where is the love? The question leads to the next piece of the conversation, which is, when you fall in love, where was it in the first place? I'll let you sit with that one for a second. When you are, and I've said this so many times, so I'm grateful she echoed it in a much more potent way. So I'm interpreting from what she said. Again, Dr. Barbara DeAngelis, is that we are, if you're spiritual, we are made from love. We are created from the essence of love, because if your belief system matches mine, which it maybe does, maybe doesn't, God, spirit, universe, whatever we call that, is actually the source of love there is. Unconditional love is what the universe is made from. But that may be too vague for you, so let me break it down this way. when you meet somebody and they are the one and you go, wow, so beautiful, so amazing, suddenly you fall in love with them. The question is, did they bring the love? Or was that love already inside of you? I'll answer that question in a moment, but let me say the other way around. When the one becomes not the one and you break up, do they take the love away from you? Do they, like a vampire, suck it out of your veins? Do they stick a stake in your heart and pull your love out? No. The love's always inside of you. What I have always said, and what she said beautifully on Sunday, and I don't have the exact word she said, but I'm going to say it in my way, because this is me talking, is that any time you fall into love, and it's really, I think it's not so much you fall into love as much as you open into love, to be honest, that what happens is the loving you have magnifies and expands because of the person you're with. That means it isn't them doing it, it's just them reminding you. So when you find your soulmate, your divine partner, your twin flame, your perfect other half, whatever you call that. And I hate using the term other half because I have an issue about people thinking they're only half. All right, sorry. That's another conversation for another time. I think I've already talked about that one. It's certainly in my book. When you meet somebody special, they are not coming to your house, to your life, to your heart, carrying a bushel of love to give to you so you feel more loving. Yes, you may feel more love from them, but the only way you can really feel it is if it's already sparked inside of you. And in fact, when you fall in love with somebody amazing, it's the love inside of you that is being magnified, being expressed, being illuminated. Because the thing that people forget, we as humans do, because we're trained this way in society, is if you fall out of love, if you're no longer loving that person, what's happening is you're the one that's shutting down the love, not them. Yes, they may act in a way that doesn't deserve the love. There's again another. These are offshoots of the conversation, but we'll stick to the topic here. The love you have is in you. The amount you magnify or contract to share is in you. You may do that based upon outside circumstance, i.e. your lover, your partner, your child, a parent. But the truth, fundamentally, as I'm saying so many times, and I want to get clear about this, is the love isn't out there. It's in here, always. Your ability to love is up to you. I'll say that one again. Your ability to love is up to you. So let me just move into part two of this, just because another part she talks about which I loved is this metaphor she used. Hang on a second. A little slurp of tea. It's clearing my throat. Okay. The way she described this, and it's not exactly our way of using it, but for the analogy it works. We are and have this ocean, this sea of love that we are part of, or in fact that we are immersed in. And we choose to see how much we want to provide and how much we want to hide. When we go through a breakup, or hurt feelings, or get cheated on, whatever that is, we tend to put pieces of ice over that sea. Imagine basically that the ocean is in the north somewhere, so the ice can form over the top of it. But it only forms when it gets cold enough. And the cold happens when we pull our love back, or when we feel wounded or hurt and we want to protect ourselves. So what happens is we start putting blocks of ice over that sea, so less of it is available, less of it is loving. So what's really happening is we are protecting our loving because we've been hurt and we don't want to share it. And we put those barriers up to protect ourselves. So when you go out on dates through the online dating sites, the swipe apps, which I have a big issue with, I talked about this in one of my previous broadcasts. Go back and look at messages from the masculine number 15 or 14 talks about that. You meet somebody, however, when you meet them and you're attracted to them and they're attracted to you, you're not totally available because you've still got these ice blocks covering your ocean of love, using that metaphor. So's the other person. Have you noticed sometimes when you meet somebody, they're not fully available to love you? They have reservations? That's likely to be their wounds talking or protecting themselves. As you are in the same boat when you are maybe not loving as big as you can, because you've got protection up as well. And what I mean literally is that we, unfortunately as humans, often do not go and get help after we have a bad breakup. We lick our wounds, go and hide out, or for some people they go straight back on the dating sites to keep moving along without facing the hurt. But meantime, your heart has got these protections around it, barbed wire, brick walls, and other stuff, and you wonder why you can't be fully loving. So this is the second part, which I want to anchor as well, because I gave you part one. If you're just joining me, please go back and watch the beginning. But this part, the second part, it's the challenge that we face, that when we have hurt feelings, we get broken-hearted from a bad relationship, we often don't know what to do with it. We don't get trained on this stuff in school or by our parents usually. So when you are hurt and upset and left out in a relationship and you don't feel loved, you tend to, most people, not you specifically, but most people tend to stuff those feelings, cover them up, and then put on a brave face. Everything's fine. And you go on the dating sites and the dating apps, you meet somebody nice and everything's wonderful, and you're still keeping yourself protected. They can't get in, and you can't get out. So this is really the second part of the teaching, because the first part was about where the love is all the time. But also where the power is where can you be able to take care of yourself. If you are in a place where you're meeting somebody but you don't have a way of reaching them because you're so hurt inside, that's a hint. Whether you do it yourself or you get help, and yes, I help my clients with this, you can find out what is in the way, because you maybe you've forgotten about it, because it's so painful you numbed it out and blanked on the memories, so you don't remember any. So this topic has got more content, but I want to break it in a simple way, because again, to recap from the beginning in a slight way, this is my debrief. Thank you for that. This is a debrief from what Dr. Barbara DeAngelis spoke about at Sunday at Agape, when I saw her on Sunday 2 days ago. And she talks about this, about how we are this sea of love, and we put ice over it to protect ourselves when we get hurt, and then we wonder why somebody can't get in because we protected ourselves. In my work, I do the same thing, only I call it walls or shells or shields or whatever you call it. And the truth is that we're human. I mean, it's not wrong. This is just what we do. Same as when you get a cut, it heals and you get scar tissue. We tend to put scar tissue on our hearts when we get hurt in relationships. The problem is we forget it's there. And then we go into a relationship only 70% available to love, or 60%, or after 20 years of bad relationships, maybe only 50% available to love. Because you have so much scar tissue that is not permanent, but it's left there because you didn't remember to heal your heart first. My advice to any of you out there who go from relationship to relationship to relationship is take a breath in between the relationships and get some help there to heal your heart. A large part of the work I do with my clients, even though my work is to help them attract the right relationship, is actually help them heal from the past ones, because that's not 90% of the work. And so if you're in that place, I would suggest you get some help, whether it's through seeking a counselor, seeking my help, getting a book, doing some self-support work. But take care of your heart so you can love fully again. That's really kind of the point I wanted to make. And so to recap again from the beginning, so those who missed the beginning of this talk, these are 2 points I remember vividly from Dr. Barbara DeAngelis' talk on Sunday at Agape, where she was talking about her new book, which is The Choice for Love. The other point was about how we have this bizarre assumption when we fall in love, we apparently attract somebody out there who loves us, forgetting that the love is always in here in the first place. And so when you're single, this is another point she made, when you're single is the best time to remember you are in love, surrounded by it, filled with it, immersed in it, and that's the most free place to be, which is surprisingly what makes you most attractive. Who would have thought? So remember that you are fully expressing your own love all the time. And when you meet somebody, you don't fall in love because you're not going down. You open up to love. In fact, you open up to be more loving is the accurate statement. So when you meet some amazing person, they reflect back to you the loving you are, and you express loving to them. That's the true way that love works. But we aren't programmed to believe that, because all the love songs and movies and stories tell us that the love is out there somewhere coming to find us. Not so. So your ability to love is predicated on your love, not theirs. So remember that next time you go in a relationship or on a date. And it's like, so I'm seeing like 17 different ways to go with this. I'm not going to go any one of those because I really want to summarize this down, or to the point. So again, the love that you are is inside of you. So as you get to be attracted and fall in love with somebody, in quotes, you're actually opening up more of your own loving to be seen and to be shared. So you feel more loving. In a way, their presence triggers your own loving. That's really what's going on. So you go, wow, I'm so in love. Yes, from yourself to them. It's in here. You have the power. So, sorry, I'm getting texted from somebody, so I'll just distract for a second. And the second part is that when you don't do anything about the pain and hurt you have after a large relationship, it'll get in the way of your next one. So those two things, those 2 points. Quick summaries, by the way. For those who didn't catch me at the beginning, my name is Barry Selby. I'm known as the Love Doctor. I'm a relationship attraction expert. I have a website, and what I've done is I've taken all of these Facebook Lives, which are now on YouTube, and put them onto my website. If you want to actually watch my previous ones, if you go to barryselby.com/VLOG, like video log, I've got all my broadcasts up there now, from newest to oldest. So this will be going up there shortly. This will be number 16 of Messages from the Masculine. And if you want my help, please reach out to me. Go to my website, or you can just message me on Facebook or Twitter or some other way. If you know me in person, you come meet me. But go to barryselby.com for my website. And that's it. So if you are following these broadcasts, you like what I'm sharing, please share these out. Please like them and subscribe to my YouTube channel and all that stuff. Because I'm hoping to make some impact in the world that benefits all of you. So thank you for watching. Again, my name is Barry Selby, and I'm signing off. And as a reminder, all my clients, love yourself more today than you did yesterday. Your life will transform. And as I've said in this topic, you are love, so it's easy. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.